I was just tagged on Twitter about this story right here coming out of Texas, where you have this teacher, and it's another one of those stories where the teacher having sex with the students, but hers was a little bit extra. And the outcome of it is not surprising either. So this woman's name is Lynne Anne Burge, and she had sex with two of her students. And they said drunken sex. So that means that her and the two students who were minors were under the influence. She should have got hit with multiple charges on that alone, especially the fact that she got two minors intoxicated. But guess what? She was spared jail time. I know, not surprising whatsoever. It says sex was on this teacher's syllabus. Texas educator Lynne Anne Burge, who pleaded guilty Wednesday to having sex with two teens, won't be spending any time in the slammer. The 33-year-old former Munster high school teacher claimed she was too hammered to even recall the separate tryst involving a 16 and an 18-year-old, so only one of them wasn't deemed a minor. She copped to 2 counts of improper relationship between educator and student, confirmed People. So she didn't get, never mind, I'm going to keep going. A third charge of online solicitation of a minor was dismissed. According to an arrest warrant obtained by the Gainesville Register, the 16-year-old male, who has not been identified, claimed he and Burge began conversing via social media in 2017 and swapped naked photos of each other. So basically, she's been talking to this kid since he was 14. The teen added that the two drove on rural roads while boozing it up. He said they kissed before heading to her home for sex. He then reportedly dozed off in one of her kids' bedrooms. Wow. That's crazy. So this woman has children, and she invited another child that was not hers to have a night of fun that involved alcohol and sex. And when he could not go home, he slept in one of her children's rooms. This bitch ain't shit on multiple counts. Now, mind you, this is all happening with the now 16-year-old. After cops interviewed Burge in October 2018, she admitted to having been severely intoxicated both times she was accused of sexual contact, but couldn't recall the encounters. Sure she couldn't, I should say. When officer asked Burge about engaging in sex with the student, she was at a loss. I don't know, she replied. I hope not. I don't know. I didn't think I did because my clothes were on. Usually if that happens, your clothes aren't on. I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember anything. She's denying everything. In March 2018, the 18-year-old student claimed to have had unprotected sex with Burge. As part of her plea agreement, she will serve 5 years of probation and cough up cash of a $5,000 fine, but won't have to register as a sex offender. So let's break this down. This chick had a relationship with two students, one 18, one 16. The one with the 16-year-old started when he was 14. They had sex. It involved alcohol. Mind you, he is a minor. Then when he was too intoxicated to go home, mind you, probably both of them were too intoxicated, and also driving while under the influence, she let him sleep in her children's room. Then she has sex with the 18-year-old. She claims she doesn't remember what happens. She's basically flat out denying and lying about everything. So she avoids jail time. She just gets probation, a $5,000 fine, and she doesn't have to register as a sex offender. Nobody out there in this world better tell me that there is no such thing as, well, two things. One, there's no such thing as palm-colored privilege. And two, there's no such thing as palm-colored female privilege. Do you see all the shit she just got away with? Now, had this been, if this was a black woman, she would have got hit with so many charges, and those charges would have stuck. But this woman right here evaded that shit like she was like goddamn Neo in the Matrix. She dodged every charge was a bullet, and she dodged every last one of them. All because she probably batted her eyes and said she doesn't remember what happened. Even though there's evidence there to provide that she actually did what she did. She got the two confessions of both boys. And I'm sure that she had to take some kind of breathalyzer test to prove that she was under the influence when they got her. But she just claimed she didn't remember what happened and that their clothes was on and all this other shit. So that's all it took. This woman straight up lied and they believed her. And like I said, the biggest slap in the face is that she doesn't even have to register as a sex offender. Now, also, not only if this woman was black, but also if it was a man. It doesn't even matter what the man was. I will say this. While there are some palm colored males that will get away with a lot of stuff when it comes to something like this, most times, many of them have to register as a sex offender. But this woman, and I have to just say it, this actually is a element of sexism that got played right here. They literally let this woman slide right off the hook. She's going to do it again. Trust and believe. She's going to do it again, but she's going to try her best not to be sloppy with it. Or if she's smart, she won't do it again. But think about it. She's been doing this since 2017, as far as we know. And she literally just got away with it. Like I say, criminals, if they can get away with something like this, they're going to have fun with that. They're going to enjoy that, and they're going to try their hand and push their limits and go above and beyond and do something even more bigger than what they did before that they got away with. And a $5,000 fine. Wow, $5,000. That's nothing to a person that's working or a person that knows how to manage their money. And I'm just going to assume that I don't know if she does or if she doesn't, but for her to do all of that stuff that she did, she must have some money stashed somewhere. But don't anybody out there tell me that palm color privilege, especially palm color female privilege, is not real. Thing is, she's not the only story that's like this, where you have a white female that has gotten away with doing stuff like this. And you know what? Them Me Too heifers ain't gonna say shit. They ain't gonna sniff in this direction. They got noses like a bloodhound for everything else, but they'll turn a blind eye to something like this. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.